The sun sank low over the horizon of the African savannah, painting the sky in streaks of crimson and gold. Villagers always warned children never to wander beyond the last acacia tree. Beyond that invisible border, the land belonged not to people, but to predators. Aisha, a curious 15-year-old girl with bold eyes, was unlike the others. She felt an invisible pull to that wild land. Her grandmother often told her stories about a lion that was no ordinary beast. "He is both protector and destroyer," her grandmother whispered. "A spirit wearing the skin of a lion. To cross his land is to test fate." One evening, after a quarrel with her family, Aisha ran toward that forbidden land. Anger clouded her judgment, but beneath it was something deeper, an unshakable curiosity. She crossed the acacia boundary, stepping into the lion's world, unaware that glowing amber eyes had already spotted her. The grass whispered against her legs as she walked deeper into the wilderness. Crickets chirped, and the distant cry of hyenas echoed. But above all, she felt something else, an unseen gaze. Then she saw him, a lion, larger than any she'd ever imagined, step from the tall grass. His mane burned like fire in the dying sunlight, and his golden eyes fixed on her. Aisha froze. Every instinct screamed at her to run, but her legs betrayed her, rooted to the earth. The lion did not charge. He circled her slowly, tail flicking, muscles rippling beneath his hide. She could hear his low growl vibrating through the air. Fear clutched her chest, but strangely, she also felt something else, a strange recognition, as though she'd seen him before, not in flesh, but in dreams. Night fell. The lion followed her, always a few paces behind, neither attacking nor retreating. Aisha realized she was being watched, tested. She had stepped into his territory, and he would decide her fate. Her heart pounded with every step. She stumbled upon an old tree and climbed quickly, trembling as she perched on a branch. The lion sat below, staring up at her with unblinking eyes. He did not leave. Hours passed. She could not sleep. The lion's presence was both a prison and a shield, because when a pack of hyenas approached, they froze at the sight of him and slunk away. The girl was beginning to understand. He was not merely dangerous. He was king of this land, and she was no longer a trespasser. She was his guest or his prey. At dawn, exhaustion overtook her, and she slipped from the branch, landing with a painful thud. The lion was there instantly, looming above her. She braced for the killing bite, but it never came. Instead, he nudged her gently with his massive head, as though urging her to stand. Aisha's fear melted into confusion. Could a beast like this choose mercy? Days passed as she wandered the savannah with him trailing near. He hunted antelope, and though she could not eat raw meat, he left portions near her, food offered as though she were part of his pride. She began speaking to him, telling him stories of her village, of her grandmother's warnings. The lion listened in silence, his amber eyes deep with something human. She gave him a name, Shujaa, meaning brave one. One evening, the air shifted. The smell of death carried on the wind. A rogue male lion appeared, his mane darker, his body scarred with old battles. His roar split the night. He had come to challenge Shujaa. Aisha watched in horror as the two lions clashed. The earth trembled under their fury. Claws tore flesh. Roars echoed like thunder. The rogue's eyes flicked toward Aisha, and in that glance she knew, if Shujaa fell, she would not survive. Summoning courage she did not know she had, Aisha hurled rocks and screamed, distracting the rogue just long enough. Shujaa lunged with renewed force, delivering a final, devastating blow. The rogue collapsed, defeated. Bloodied but standing, Shujaa turned back to her. Their eyes met. In that moment, Aisha realized she was no longer just a girl lost in the wilderness. She was part of something greater, an unspoken pact between human and beast. After weeks in savannah, Aisha finally stumbled back to her village. The people were astonished, for they had believed her dead. Her grandmother wept, but fear crossed her face when she saw the lion lingering beyond the acacia trees. "He followed you," her grandmother whispered. "Then the stories are true. You are bound to him now. Your lives are woven together." The villagers demanded the lion be hunted. He was too dangerous, they said. But Aisha stood firm. "He saved me," she declared. "He is not just a beast. He is my protector." The elders debated, torn between fear and awe. The lion waited silently at the edge of the savannah, neither advancing nor retreating, as though respecting the boundary between their worlds. Years passed. Aisha grew into a woman, but she never forgot the lion. Sometimes, under moonlight, she would see a silhouette across the grasslands, watching her from afar. He never attacked the village, never harmed her people, as though his bond was only with her. The villagers began to speak of them in whispers. The girl who walked with the lion, and the lion who spared a girl. Some said it was magic, others said it was madness. But Aisha knew the truth. Their meeting was no accident. Shuja was not just a predator, but a guardian, and she was chosen to bear his story. And so, the legend lived on, the dangerous lion and the fearless girl, two souls bound by fate, forever walking the line between wildness and humanity.